I was like standing like this. Where should I go? South side, west side, or north? But she herself lost her two young brothers by starvation. And then one of the brothers was infant. It's me again, your North Korean American sister. Came back with another video. Yay! Kids finally went back to school. Woo! Yay! Before I am getting to the story, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for your overflowing love for my video and my channel. Thank you so much. Sharing my personal stories is not easy, but I want to share it as I came from North Korea, from nothing. Here I came so far. I'm not saying I succeed hugely in the world. I'm not that, but I'm saying I personally succeed. Every small milestone count. I share good story, bad story, luxury story, everything. It's part of my journey. So, especially the short video I posted earlier about my Cadillac. I get it, you guys, you're doing little showing off or something, but that's also part of my journey. And it's not easy. I really sometimes I didn't want to do that because I didn't have to do that. But I know people out there without hope, hopeless, like I did before. People, freshly immigrants from other countries, whether they consider immigrant to here from countries less have freedom and opportunities. Many people need help. So as I went through all of that, I came this far all my bare hand, hardworking. Not meeting rich husband or being on a TV like many defectors do in South Korea and become famous and then open business with the fans, writing books or nothing like that. I succeed with all my hard work, labors. I collect the penny by pennies. So this is something I really want to share with you guys. So you guys can, you can have your personal freedom, financial freedom. You can achieve anything, more than me by believing in yourself and driving your life and doing hard work. I really want to share and give them hope. I did it. You can do that too. Because a person like I from North Korea can do that. Why can't you? That is my point for doing this video. So, hope you understand and I just want to clear my point of doing this. And thank you again for watching and supporting me and my channel. Okay, now let's get to the story. So I gave birth to my daughter. I didn't know how to raise babies. So, and nobody around me teach me or telling me like that. Thanks to the internet. I learned everything from internet. Internet is literally my child mom or parent or grandma. Without internet, I could kill the baby. I don't know. After my baby turned a month, I thought about it and I really want this baby have a family. If it just only by myself, I wouldn't do that. I would hold a grudge entire my life. I was like that. I spoke to the boyfriend that, you know what, just call your mom and just ask her if she wants to see the baby. Boyfriend was surprised because the boyfriend thought, I think the boyfriend thought the same thing too. Since, it's only son and it's your mom, I mean, that the baby is something he did proudly, right? Especially the baby with the mother-in-law's face. So I don't want to, hold a grudge for the baby. And then the boyfriend called her. Thankfully, the mother-in-law was surprised because she knew we are all mad at her. And she said, yes. How can any grandma say no to, the baby? And then we brought the baby to her. I just let husband to go in and show the baby and come back. I was waiting outside. I didn't want to come in. She saw the baby. I was outside, but the door wasn't closed. So I can see she was so happy. And then she looked exactly like her. So she was so surprised and then happy. After that, she came outside. I was standing like this. And then she came outside and then hugged me. Oh, you did a good job like that. Well, she didn't say sorry. She didn't say anything. I didn't say sorry. I mean, do I have anything to say sorry? No. So yeah, but she didn't say anything, but she just hugged me and then said good job. And then I'm yeah, I think my mind kind of melted. And then that was a huge relief that my baby finally have at least grandma. Because my father-in-law was passed away long time ago, so the father-in-law wasn't real father-in-law, so I don't care about him. So without baby, I wouldn't do that, but baby made us at peace. After that, the mother-in-law bought the baby like all the pretty clothes, like all pink blankets and pink pillows. I was so happy. And when the baby turned 3 months old, in Korea culture, you celebrate babies 100 days big. Because back in the days, 19th century, there were no like good medications, like vaccinations and stuff. So many babies didn't make their 100 days. From there, if they pass 100 days, they're celebrate so big. So that is culture from back in the days. We invite a lot of church people and mother-in-law's friends, because mother-in-law lived in that area like 30 years. So it's all of mother-in-law's friends and stuff. And we did the baby party at the restaurant. And a few days after the party, I felt so sick. So I'm like, oh, maybe I prepared the party too much, and then I was hosting so many people, like, so maybe the tiredness from there. But I didn't cook the food. I didn't do that hard. So I'm like, what's going on? I was sick in bed, and boyfriend looking at me, and then he's like, I think you are pregnant. Why don't you test it? And I'm like, you're kidding. She's only 100, and then I'm breastfeeding her. Stop kidding me like that. I learned from internet that, when you are breastfeeding baby, you don't get pregnant. Just in case, just do it because you're so sick. This is not normal like that. Next evening, he came back from the work and then he bought the tester and then handed it to me. And then I did it. It was a digital one. A few minutes later, it says, pregnant. I'm like, this can't be real. Baby is this small, like only over like 3 months. Already another baby inside my belly. It was so crazy. Yeah, that's all I can say. And by the time baby turned 1 year old, I was pregnant with the full term. So now I'm with a 13-month-old toddler and newborn. I mean, I'm happy, but it's too much for me. First one was just 13 months old. And she already got brother, so I felt so bad for my daughter. So, it's a newborn. So when you don't know your mommy and daddy yet, so I just let him be on the floor all the time or the crib all the time, and then I just hold her the most. I made sure whether she has brother or not, she was my number one. My love doesn't shift. Thankfully, my son, the newborn, was so easygoing. He didn't cry. As long as he saw me next to him, he didn't cry. He was happy. And even the neighbors, if I brought him outside, like they were surprised. You have newborn? Oh my God, we didn't hear any like a newborn baby crying. Like that. So that's how quiet he was. I was so thankful for him. If he wasn't, I think I got crazy. I think it's such a blessing to have that kind of baby. He saved me and his sister. Fast forward, my daughter turned 2 years old and my son just turned 1 year old. We were still at sister-in-law's house. It wasn't easy. So my husband and I struggling so much. He was working 10 hours a day and 7 days. He had never done before. He was only son, he was spoiled, he was so lazy. I didn't know when I met him. Nobody told me that, and I thought he was hard worker, but later I found out that he was actually lazy boy. He didn't have ambitions, he didn't have any desire, he didn't have to work hard. Ever since he met me, he started work so hard, like 10 hours a day and 7 days. So he obviously worked for us and worked for the family, feed us. It must be so stressful for him, of course. He didn't have life, just working all day, working. And my side, I was so stressful too because I was stuck at home with the 2 babies, and then I had babies in 2 years straight and I didn't have time to recover. So I was so stressful, like emotionally struggling. The husband was outside working all day, so I just all by myself raising babies, and so I was so struggling. So we fought a lot. I was blaming him, and then he was, worked hard and then just came to the house, and then the wife blaming him. I think back now, I know it was hard for him to help me, but I needed help too. 2 babies over there. So we constantly fought, and then I think he needed for putting out stress. So he did stuff that I didn't really like I hate. In the beginning, I told him nicely, you don't do that, stop it, stop it. And then so many times, don't do it, please. You know that I hate it. And found out later he was still doing it. We kept fighting, and I reached the point where I couldn't handle it. So I thought about it like days and days. I couldn't deal with this situation no more. But I have two 1 year old and 2 years old babies. So I had to think carefully. I could not make decisions that easily. And I just warning him and I told him about my feelings, but sounds like he didn't listen to me. So one day I reached the decision, no more. That's it. And I packed all the stuff. Well, I didn't have many stuff, just baby stuff. Drove car to his work. I already reached my decision, but I really, it's two babies, so I wanted to talk to him one last time. If he promised me he will stop and then make things better, then I was gonna stay. I just want one last confirmation. If it was me like before, who cares confirmation? But because the baby, I just called him to come out. I spoke to him. So I packed all the things and I got the babies here. I cannot leave like this. I'm leaving. Or if you promise me you will not do that again, I will stay. And then you know what he told me? I don't care, leave. I'm like, I will stop. This was not the answer I expect, right? Oh crap, I have to leave now. Okay. And I was like, okay, bye. And then I went back to the car. I started the car and I was like, where should I go? South side? West side? Or north? Where? Or if it was by myself, I can go anywhere. It's all by myself. I can survive like in the island, like jungles. But with the 1 year old, 2 years baby, where should I go? I was grabbing the handle like few minutes and then I finally decided to call one person who was also North Korean defector. And I only met her once, some other friend's house, and we don't know each other. But in there, I heard from other friends that she was running some organization that can help other North Korean defectors. I didn't even have her number, but she had a like SNS account or something. So I just found her from there, and then I called her, and then I explained to her about my situation. I was so embarrassed, but I didn't have a choice. And then she said, "Sister, you can come here." It was 2 hours away drive. I drove up there to meet stranger with the hopes that she could help me. On the way to driving there, I was crying. Crying. I did all the challenge situation all by myself. It was okay. Now I'm in this situation, vulnerable situation again with the two babies. Yeah, but babies, all I got in this world. I stay with the babies no matter what. Now those are my possession. My everything. I didn't grab anything. I only grabbed the babies in the car because they are all I got. So I finally met her and then she was looking at me like that. I have to hold both of them because only two and one, they barely walk. And then she was like, sister, you give me one baby. And then she held my oldest one. That helped me a lot. Especially fellow North Korean defector who knows our pain and our journey, we have empathy. She was a young lady. She never been married, but she herself lost her two young brothers by starvation. And then one of the brothers was infant. Her mom freshly had a baby and then they didn't have anything to eat in the household. So she ran out to, bring some food. So she was the one watching the infant while her mom was away. And the brother couldn't make it. She tried her best to save him, but how could she save him? So she lost him. So whenever she sees the babies, she thought about her brothers. So she was so like playing with my babies and I can see she treated them like a real her family. So I was so appreciated, so thankful for her doing that. That night we stayed at a hotel. So there was a two bed and then I slept with the 1 year old and then she slept with my 2 year olds and it was a huge help. Without her, it could be worse. Because of her help, at least I felt warmness and I felt a lot of peace.